Hi, I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins. You know me as the People's Scholar. You know me from Syracuse University, as well as a bunch of the networks that I work with. I work with NBC, AOL, and some other places. I was thinking about this situation at the University of California, San Diego. In case you're not aware, there was an incident not too long ago where the students had what they called a Compton Cookout, which was a racially insensitive event held by some kids off campus, I think some members of different fraternities and whatnot, and they decided that they would invite people to the party and have the women show up as ghetto hood chicks with gold teeth and you know, all kinds of silly stuff like that, and the men were told to kind of dress, you know, in a very urban style, to kind of come in as rappers, and they were serving watermelon and chicken at the party and all this other stupid stuff. And anyway, obviously the campus is in an uproar. The racial tensions are pretty high. I heard an incident recently about somebody bringing a noose to campus or putting a noose in the library or something. And you know, it was very interesting to me because you know, whenever I see an incident like this that takes place on a college campus, I've been teaching on college campuses for 17 years. Whenever I see an incident like this, it makes me think about the fact that we usually point the blame in the wrong direction. Typically, the first thing that campuses do whenever crap like this happens is they say, oh, they grandstand, oh, this is something we don't tolerate here on this campus, and they hold rallies and all this other stuff, and then, you know, maybe a town hall meeting or something like that, and then maybe the university obviously punishes the students who committed the offense. It all depends. In this case, I don't know if they're going to punish the students or not, but the university, basically, their objective is to move past this as quickly as possible. And so maybe while there are a couple little changes that might be somewhat substantive, for the most part, the environment, the cultural environment that created the incident is not altered in any significant way. You know, and what's interesting to me, because we had an incident like this at Syracuse at one point, where some students did something on the school television network that was racist. And one of the things that I always emphasize in these situations is the importance of really thinking carefully about the fact that you have kids, 19, 20-year-old kids, who are behaving in a way that's racially insensitive, and to some extent, those students, mind you, students who are learning from teachers, are behaving the way they're behaving because they have not been taught any better. They've not been educated within that university to be racially sensitive, so they don't even know what racial sensitivity is. They don't know how to respect other cultures because you don't force them to learn that. You look at the curriculum and you don't see situations where they're forced to study other cultures. You don't see them required to take a class on black history, so they don't understand how offensive it is to me as a black man to have you tell me excuse me, that you're going to have a hood party and serve chicken and watermelon. You know, so while we might want to get mad at the students and we want to expel them and kick them in the butt and dog them out and say, oh, this is not acceptable, that doesn't make any sense. That's almost like punishing your child and not explaining why I just whacked you upside the head or why I put you on punishment or whatever. You got to explain what's going on to the young person who makes the mistake, or they're going to walk away with the wrong impression on issues that relate to race. They're not going to understand what political correctness is and the value of political correctness. They're just going to see it as a necessary evil to keep from getting into trouble again. So what I encourage the people at the University of California, San Diego to do is this. Evaluate your curriculum. Think carefully about what it is that you're teaching those kids when they walk through that door. If you're not teaching them to be culturally sensitive, if you're not teaching them black history, then why in the heck would you expect them to understand why their actions might be racially offensive? Remember, students are nothing more than a product of their teachers, so when they act stupid, that reflects on the faculty and it reflects on the administration. So let's get it right, people. If we don't have an honest conversation on race, we're not going to get anywhere. Speaking of that, we have theconversationonrace.com. That's theconversationonrace.com, where you can come and we are actually going to begin a national dialogue on a racial conversation. I've talked to some people that I respect about it, and we're going to get it moving pretty soon. So make sure you go sign up, and that's about it. So take care. I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins. Stay in touch with me. Peace.